Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Professor Dr. Rizwan Jameel Qureshi. I'm covering the lecture number 9 of System Analysis and Design course. In my previous two lectures, I was discussing economic feasibility in terms of estimating project benefits and estimating the project cost. We talk about different cost estimation techniques like line of code, function point, Kokomo 1, Kokomo 2, backfiring method, new line of code method. But I was discussing with one of my students who is running a software company named InfoZone, and it has 3 offices in Pakistan, in Dubai, in Malaysia, and team size is almost 500 plus team size. I asked my student that how you estimate the project cost. He said we collect requirements from the customer, and after that we pick 3 of our experienced team members, developers, and we ask them to calculate how much time you need to complete these requirements, these stories. And based on that, how much time they need, they calculate in terms of number of days, how many days they need to complete one release, and then they go to the customer. Take the average of the 3 and then go to the customer. So this is what software companies are practicing. They are not using line of code or function point or Kokomo 1 or Kokomo 2. Next is technical feasibility. Technical feasibility is used to estimate the hardware and software cost required to develop the system. On the top of that, we also cover the assessment in terms of company ability to construct the proposed system. The software company has the ability to construct the proposed system, so we also assess that under the technical feasibility. If we don't cover technical feasibility in terms of risk, then there is a chance of failure to attain expected benefits from the project in terms of tangible and intangible, inaccurate cost estimation, inaccurate schedule estimation, failure to complete system performance levels, and failure to integrate the new system with the existing hardware, software, or existing procedures. That's about the risk. So what are the risk factors we need to cater during the technical feasibility? First of all is the project size. It's small, it's medium or large. There are 3 classifications regarding the size. For example, we estimate the size based on number of lines, based on time, how much time you need to complete, and based on complexity. Number of lines less than equal 40,000 lines, we call it small project. Less than equal 100,000 lines, we call it medium sized project, and greater than 100,000 lines of code is called large project. Based on time, less than equal 6 months, we call it small. Less than equal 1 year, we call it medium, and greater than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, we call it large scale project. And then we have complexity. We have simple, average, and high complexity projects are there. High complexity project is for a software company. If software company is developing any project first time, new domain, new area, it's called highly complex. For example, NetSol Technologies in Pakistan, one of the top companies, and they have projects like leasing software for BMW. It was their first breakthrough and first project, and BMW is a big gun, and that was highly complex for them because they are developing it first time, but they successfully completed. And then Mercedes-Benz also asked them to develop similar project. then they have some previous code and some new requirements, some new code they need to develop from scratch, line 1, that's called average complexity. And with the passage of time, Yamaha, Nissan, Sony, and other companies also asked them to develop similar software from 1996 to 2021. They have 100 plus projects in the same domain, in the same area. Any new customer, when contact them, they collect the requirements and they match which of the version is close to the requirements of the customer, new customer, and little customization and thank you very much. So that's a simple complexity project. So based on size, that's a risk factor. Structure of the project is a new or maintenance project, innovation, development group, the software team, they are using new technology, new standards, new procedures, new methodology, how much they are familiar, and user groups, are they familiar with the similar application? Risk can be managed on a project by a team by considering the project plan to avoid risky factors. So risk management is there to take care of possible risk that can damage the project. Assigning team members to carefully manage the risky factors, the high risky factors should be considered first, like we scale them 1 to 5. 5 mean very low or very high, and 1 mean very low. So if very high is 5 or 4 high, 3 nominal, 2 low, and 1 very low. So based on the scaling, which factor, which risk is high, we take care about it first. And then carefully monitoring methods to determine whether that project risk is occurring, damaging or not damaging. If it is damaging, it is materializing, we will implement the risk management plan. So there are 4 factors we need to take care: size, structure, development group experience, and user groups experience. Larger projects in terms of size are high risk factor, are riskier than the smaller projects because it is difficult to manage them in terms of team, in terms of customer interaction, in terms of coordination, in terms of communication, in terms of following the standards and procedures of the company and business rules, business logic, mission statement. And those projects in which requirements are very clear, similar to previously completed project, they are less risky as compared to changing requirements. Such projects which have changing requirements or messy, ambiguous, confusing, ill-structured, ill-defined, and the individuals are changing the requirement, so depend upon, subject to judgment of an individual. And then how much software development team is familiar with the standard technology, they are less risky, and if it is they are employing novel or non-standard technology, it's highly risky. And project is less risky if the user group is familiar with the similar system, they are similar application they are already using as compared to unfamiliar systems. Then we have operational feasibility. It is different than the technical feasibility. Now we are talking about how much is the operational cost needed to implement the system at the customer side. Then schedule feasibility, how much time you need to take care to complete the project and including the risk factors. Then there are some other feasibilities, we don't consider them too much legal and contractual or political. So at the planning level, when we talk about project specs, we have to consider the introduction, including the history, including the problem statement or problems of the existing system, scope of new system. Under the scope, we consider about the context, main inputs, outputs of the system, main functions, and then functional decomposition using the hierarchical charts or the use cases. Then feasibility assessments, economic covered, technical covered, operational covered, schedule covered. We use Gantt chart or PERT chart to display the schedule, how much time we need to complete the planning phase, analysis phase, design phase, implementation phase. And then there are management issues, including the risk management. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.